Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. And so what I would do is I'd do 13 and then these. Then I would come up here and I'd do these two long fields. And then it would be those three, skip across the road over to those two, straight through here, we catch these two right here. And then down through that bit, we get this one, and the little tiny one here next to the inn. That would actually be a grain field in there, just because of where we were going through. Get field 6 over here. Then I would get through to here, and I figured out a way to do this without actually having to take the headers off. You couldn't go through the BGA, but if you drove back round here, there was a route that you could take getting through here. It was a little bit uneven, but you were able to do it. You were actually able to get through that bit there and into these fields over here. So you come along, you do 5, 4, come across the road right here and do 3, and then down over to here and come round the end, or you could come round the end over here and get field 2. You could just get up that road, I think, with a big header on. Then get into field 1. You could fit up through here and get those. You'd have to take the header off, I think, in order to get up that track. Do these 3 fields here, and then I would finish in field 40. That would be the last one. And then the combines would take their headers off, park them up, and then I would drive them down that ramp there, and then back over, back down, and back into the farm. So I wouldn't actually have to drive the combines very far. I just go from one field to the next, and I'd hop all the way round my entire farm, all the way up to here, and it was only that distance down here. That was the only long distance travel I ever did with the combines. I used to really like that, and the combines would be stored down in that shed. They would live in that shed any time that they weren't doing anything else. That was their home. Speaking of which, we'll take this one home now. And then we've got... You're doing your second pass. The one down the bottom is doing third pass around the field. So we'll let them carry on and do that for a minute. And as soon as we've got this combine back home, we can go over to the other Fiat tractor, the older one, and we can finish ploughing out that little bit of field that we've got down there. Now, even though we've got the AI vehicle extension, it's doing a grand job in the field, I don't think the AI extension is going to be able to do the outside round on the little field that we're making over there, because I don't think it's going to be able to turn on the corners in against the wall. We got one corner there against the shed and the wall, and we got another one there in between the two corners of the wall. And I don't think the AI extension is going to be able to cope with that turn. Once we've done once around the edge of the field, I think it will be okay to do the rest of it. But I don't think it's going to be able to do that first little bit. I think that bit is going to... It's going to struggle with that, just a tiny smidgen. We'll find out in a minute. Because whichever tractor finishes first, we'll run that one down, and then that one can go over there. I'm not going to bother cultivating it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I think I will do the whole liming thing, purely because it irritates me to see the lime requirement on there, and it's sort of something. So this is the one that we're leasing. This header right here. See, I could go and return this header. That's gonna save us money in the long run. Right, if that header is returned, that's the one that we own in there. We've got that one. When we come to doing the sunflowers, we've got one Helianthus header, and then we've got a corn header for the other combine. So it's only when we get back round corn again that we're going to want it. And, you know, then we'll probably want it. So, yeah, maybe it would be a good idea if we... So let's go to leased items. Is that one right there? Return. Yes. Right, they've come and collected that one. Which means that you can go in and just get the header on, and then you're ready to roll. Right. Definitely going to keep the corn header until such time as we need something else. We'll just keep it on lease. I said that I would do that, so you can be pretty certain that there won't be a corn header here in a fairly short space of time. Yeah, I know. I'm always consistent in my inconsistencies, though. You can't deny that. You cannot deny that I am not consistent with my inconsistencies. Now, you've just completed twice round, so I'll let you carry on doing that. You over here are just coming back down here on the final pass of your 3rd time round the field. So I'm going to get to the end and I'm going to switch you over to just normal hired help to finish off this field. And I'll start it from that side and we'll work it back towards this end of the field over here. So I'm going to go like that. We will press H. I will just start you up and run you into there like that. And then I will manually race you down over this way. We go Control H to bring up this menu, and we'll switch that to just normal like that. And then I can bring you over here. Now, remember, if you've been doing around the outside edge of the field, it could have, like, fluctuated a little bit. It could have wiggled a little bit without you realizing. So I always do the first one, if I switch back over to hired help, I always do that first one with a decent overlap. Sometimes I'll do more than that. Just to make certain that it will catch that first bit, and then it will work its way across the field without any issues. Now, you over here, I can actually change you over. If we just watch until he gets over to that corner up there, I can change him over then, and send this one working with the standard hired help up and down the field as well. 18 kilometers an hour racing across the field as well, which is a decent speed to be able to do. So then we're going to change this one round. We're going to go over here like this, and this time it's just going to work up and down the side of the field that it was going to work up and down anyway. However, I'm still going to give it an overlap, just to be on the safe side. I'll bring you back to about there, I think, something like that, and I'll bring you up, and I switch you over like that, and then press H, and off you trot. So let's just go and have a look in here a minute, because that was something else that I didn't actually look at to start with. You here, you do 15k in the field, and this one does 18k in the field. That one also does 18k, so despite being the same size as that one, it is faster. So that 18k, that does make an improvement. That does make a difference. It's the same with our loading wagon. That's why we want to change our loading wagon. At the moment, we got that one right there, although we got class colorings and markings and stuff. And that one does 15k in the field. This one down this end, it's only tiny, but it does 20k. That's why I want that one. That's why I want that upgrade there, and I think that is the one to go for. But anyway, we'll deal with that one in a bit. So, we've got those working. They are doing a grand job in the field. So, I want to go back down to you now. We've got a little bit more work down here to finish off. So, we'll lower you down. And we do need to allow create fields like that. And just finish off the last little bit of the ploughing in here. And then we've got this field complete. I'm then going to investigate lime. Because I am thinking lime on the fields, just the ones that say that they need it. Even if we don't actually need lime on the fields in order to make it work, it would be nice, I think, to get rid of the markings on the map that say you need lime here. The same goes for the ploughing, really. I wouldn't mind ploughing up the one little bit there that on the map that does say we need ploughing. Whether I buy a bigger plough, I have been urged to purchase a bigger plough at some point. And I do have plans to buy a bigger plough. It's just at the moment I quite like this one. I know it's a little bit time consuming to go through and use this one like this. But I've got sort of ideas for future use. Because the last time I did ploughing, like on that one and round the other big field, I slowed down everything else. I was thinking I'm not going to do that. So we go and buy a new field. We'll get it planted straight away. We'll get it planted along with everything else that we're planting. And the ploughing can take place around the planting. So we sort of end up with a crop that's got a bit of a strip ploughed around the outside edge of it just to start off with. And then maybe we can change things over a little bit later on. So, well, let's say we change things over. Then we'll plant out. Like, once we've got that ring around the edge all done, then we can sort of look at doing more planting later to expand that out and make it right. I don't know. We'll see. a bigger plough is not a bad idea at all. I quite like to get the plough that I've used in the Boulder Canyon series, and I use in the Estancia Lapacho series. All of those series, I like that plough. It's a 3.6 meter plough. It's a chisel plough rather than a traditional European furrow plough like this one. So it is a little bit different, but it's wide. That's the bit that I like about it. It's nice and wide. It's a substantial plough. It sort of feels satisfactory as well. When you get in through, you get through a decent bit of land. If we have a look, this is the bad boy that we're running around with at the moment. And the bad boy that I'm talking about is the Case IH14. It's actually a 5.3 meter plough. There is one there at 3 meters. Or we can have this one at 5 meters, which is insane. Then we've got those two right there. They're like disc plows. We've used them before, and I've used this one here. I think I used that one in my Black Mountain series. That one's quite a cool plow as well. So there's a couple of different options that we've got here. I've got the new Cavernan one there. It's only a 2.5 meter. There's the massive Gregoire Besson plow right there, which is 10 meters wide, but it's a really, really long one because it's a traditional furrow plow. And it also needs a 550 horsepower to pull it, which we don't really have. This one, the 4.9 meter Lemkin, I've not used it very much in FS19. I did use that one. That was my main plow in the Dowland Farm time-lapse series. And I was actually really pleased with that one. I like that plow. So I'm considering that one, although the disadvantage of it, because ploughing is for creating new fields in this series, and I'm not actually using it for regular ploughing of the fields, therefore, because I'm not using it for regular ploughing of the fields, I'm not going to be wanting it just running up and down. I'm going to be wanting straight edges around the edges of the fields, and a trailed plough doesn't do that very well. Those longer ploughs, they don't do that very well. It's either got to be something like this one right here, maybe one furrow longer. I have had links for the Amazon Kaone, is it? I think something like that. Plow that was originally with FS13. It's a 6-furrow reversible, so it's slightly bigger than this one. So I've been provided with links for that one that I could go and use. Or I just go for one of those chisel type plows instead of using one of these and do it like that. And I kind of like the idea of using the chisel plow. It will certainly speed things up a bit, and that is, as that's the only ploughing we're doing, is just to enlarge the fields. That we won't be, once we've enlarged all the fields, that's it. There's no more need for ploughing. Ploughing is all, it's game over after that. Right, you are needing to be folded over, and then you will fold up, just retract a little bit. And goes back like that, and then press X and fold it up. Right, that's looking good. And I'll bring you over here. I'm going to put you in this shed over here. So the small shed over there, I believe, is where I used to put my potato harvesters. And then there's another shed that was here on field 13. There, next to that bit, there's parking area, and there's a shed behind it. That's where I used to put the sugar beet harvesters, over on that field over there. Right, this one right in here can go down there. Most frustrating thing you can do is to back your plow into the shed, lower it down onto the floor, not realizing that you've accidentally forgotten to leave allow create fields on, and it creates field right in the middle of your shed. That is frustrating. That is genuinely frustrating and horrifying and annoying, and yeah, it's bad. Now, I've got fertilizer technology in here. This is the one that I've got. It does not allow me to spread lime. That one does not allow the spreading of lime. Neither does that one. That one does. That one does. That one does not. Yes, the Stevie ones do. But they're all really expensive. And then we've got this one. This is just a modded one. 16,500. I got a Stevie one there. Spelt wrong, but it's still a Stevie one. That's 3,200. I think that's actually got expansion options on it. This one right here, this one also will take lime. See, 24 there, and it's got another 15 there. The 15 is the lime spreading width. I'm kind of thinking I want to go and lease that one so that I can do some lime spreading with it. Let's not rush into things. Let's go and have a look at how our two tractors are doing. You are probably... we're just over halfway in there. And this one up here is much the same, actually. So we're not going to get much in the way of changes here. So I think we will go back down to this one. We will run this one up to the tractor at the top and swap them over. So this one can carry on doing the drilling, and then I can use my faster tractor. You know, I don't need to. That tractor can just stay doing what it's doing. That one can stay doing what it's doing. There's no need for that. What we'll do instead is we'll go into here. No, we won't. We'll go into here like this, and if I zoom in like that, I have that tractor. I can reset that one back to the shop, okay, like that, and then I can go down here to the shop. We want fertilizer technology. I'm going to lease one. Just for lime. Right, we're going to have one of these small ones right here, and I'm going to lease one for doing some lime. And I'm going to buy the lime anyway. So I don't want the extension. I don't need an extension on it. I don't need anything extra. I just want to lease that at $840 like that. Okay, come out of there. Go to you. Little tiny spreader like that. But as I'm going to have the buyer, the hired help is going to be doing the buying on this one, by fuel, manure, lime required off, helper refill slurry. I don't know if it's actually going to work. It may not even let me do it. That'll be $800 just wasted. Well, if it's wasted, it's wasted. But we'll find out when we get back to the yard. So we're going to take this little tiny thing back, and we'll get 1,400 litres of lime loaded up. Wait a minute. I'm sure I had a lime... Does lime and fertilizer load at the same place? Or maybe lime and seed load at the same place? I'm not sure now. I'm being chased... Oh, seriously? You actually go faster than this... Wow. Okay, I knew these tractors were slow, but I didn't realize they were so slow that the traffic on the road went faster. That's kind of embarrassing, man. The traffic round here, it's like driving Miss Daisy everywhere you go. And I'll be honest with you, didn't think that we would have the cars queuing up behind us. Yeah. And I've gone and committed now, haven't I? I've bought a second one of these. That's the level of commitment that I've got to this gameplay at the moment. Is that I've got a second one of these. So I'm going to bring you in over here. I'm going to lower you down like that, and we're going to go here. I don't want fertilizer. Apparently I'm not allowed to have lime from in there. That is just off the ground. Let's see if we got lime back in this one. I haven't. I've got lime I did have lime somewhere. I may have sold the thingy for it. Right, I got nothing in there. Where's the lime refill point? This is awkward. I'm gonna need to purchase one. Silos, animal pens, miscellaneous. Let's try miscellaneous. So look in here. We've got fertilizer sell point right there. That's the one that we've got. We've got a fertilizer point there. That's the one that we've got. We've got the seeds. We've got the herbicide. And there's a lime station at 30 grand. Can't afford that. I can't even afford the cheap ones. Seed. Herbicide. Do you sell just seed? You're cheap. Liquid fertilizer. Fertilizer. Chicken food. There's another lime station there for 15,000. I can't afford 15 grand. I don't have that kind of money. Seed, fertilizers. What is with just doing fertilizer and no... Seriously, what's wrong with... Why have you all got something against lime? What's so wrong with lime here? So there's seeds there and there's fertilizer there. Unless I go with the liquid one, because that's got some solid stuff there. What's this about? If I put that in the middle of the yard, it's going to change the texture of the yard, isn't it? No, it's not. I will have a look. I'll try it. I don't know if this one's going to be any good. I may just end up having to sell it again. Bring you back over here. Yep, nothing. I'm pressing buttons. I'm not getting a thing here. So you're no good. Miscellaneous, and yeah, I already got that one, and I got that. They're too expensive anyway. Oh wait, I know that seed hut does have lime. I've used that one before. Now that one's only 2,700. Right, now we're making some progress. So if I wanted to bring the seed out anyway. I don't like it being in the shed like that. I wanted to tidy that up a little bit. So where are we going to put this one? So that it's tidy and we can sort of make use of it. Let's bring it round. I'm going to put this one over here. Alright, this one is going to go back up against the chickens. Right there. It's not right in the way there. If I put it back there like that. There. Perfect. Absolutely spot on. Perfect. That's where we want to put that one. The seed is in that one. So now I got to go into garage and owned items. And I want to go and sell this other one that I've just gone and purchased, which is that one. So sell that bad boy right there. Yes, that's it. I only get half the money back. So we just wasted 500 on that one. But we've learned our valuable lesson right there. Now, this, I better have got this right. That's seed, lime, and herbicide available in this shed over here. So if we go into garage in here, we will also sell that seed point right there. That's $250. So we've only wasted $250, and we've got part of our shed back. Alright, deal. Right, so we bring this one in over here, and we load it up. We've got lime available right there. Now that is a thing of beauty. So we can bring that one up like that. That is all I can do on here. I'm going to bring it over this side, and I'm going to manually do just this side, and then I'm hoping the hired help can do the rest, and I won't have to waste too much from my spreader load. So I bring you out over here, like that, and then stop you right there like that, bring you back round a little bit, up to here, back there, and then I'm going to go with H like that. And yes, it is taking money rather than doing it any other way. That's good. So we've got a nice cloud of lime going onto the field right there. And if we go and now have a look up through this way, the needs plowing bit, that's not changed. But if we go and have a look in here, the lime requirement is being eliminated. So even if the game itself doesn't recognize that the lime is needed on there and we're not getting a deficit on it, it's being removed from the map. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm delighted with that. We can work with it. And besides which, I like the new improved seed shed over there, because where it was before was quite difficult for us to access. Having to back into the shed like that, especially as we progressed, it would have gotten more difficult as we'd gone through. It would have made life more tricky for us. And I don't want that. I want an easy life. That's what I'm after here. I'm after the easy life. So, having that new shed put in there means that we can then have our seed drills and we can run straight up to this thing over here and just park in front, right? It's literally a drive-by situation like we've got with the fertilizer over there. Just a drive-by, we can load it all up, and job is a good one. It's doing its strange driving round in weird circles malarkey over there, so I'm going to bring it over to this side a minute, and I'm going to just let the hired help work its way from here, like that, and run all the way down across the field. You keep doing that. Look at the money ticking down on that. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. That is properly ticking down on there. Okay. You're good to go in there. You have got 1 pass left on that field. You've got a few passes left on that field. So, are you going to actually do that in a single pass? You are indeed going to get every single little tiny last bit done now. There's a couple of spots right out on the corners that you're not doing. You've completed your task. There are indeed a couple of tiny spots that it hasn't done. I'm going to see if I can just pick these off a second. And then I'm going to hired help. I'll bring you back round like that. I think, have I gone and picked up the spots? I've got most of them. There's a couple at that end as well. Let's get it. Let's do it. Seeing as these are the only times that we're actually going to have anything to do here, I can... there we go. We can see the spots. That's from the hired help. I'm just kind of spamming the start and stop button as I go across. Just to make sure that I get all of it like that. And that's cleaned up the whole lot. And you have just come back down there. Are you going to go back across the field and do some more? Or are you now going to say that you finished? I don't know if he's... I mean, according to this, he's finished. Right? He's got a good... Oh, wait, there's one little tiny bit all the way down that end. He might be going back to go and do that. Backing up here. No, now he's saying that he's completed. But you have got a little tiny bit right down the other end. That's why he turned round, because he can still read that there is a piece to do down at this end. And so he wanted to go and get that bit. He's been a good boy. That's what he was doing. He's been a good boy. He's helping out. Taking one for the team sort of thing. And, like, on his way. But then he decided, you know what, actually, I don't want to take one for the team. I don't want to be a good boy. It's just too much like hard work. The boss is not going to go right down the other end of the field and see that, so I'm not going to worry about it. Well, guess what, Sunshine? This boss has actually done the job that you're doing, and he knows what you're supposed to do, and he's not happy. He's not a happy chappy. Look, you can see him glaring at you. So he's gone and done that. I'm going to now take a hop, skip, and a jump back over to... not you. You. I'm going to do 1 pass along the bottom end with the hired help here. Like that. I'll have the hired help doing it, and then we're going to lime the field. We're going to do lime all the way up across. And you know, I think I could probably just leave the hired help working once I've done this pass along the bottom end. Turn it. There, like that. Bring it back this way. A bit more of overlap than that. We can go out to about that point there, I think. And you haven't completed anything. You go up through there. And you're good to go. Right, we'll leave that one running. You over here, we want to bring you down, and I want to plant wheat on the new little bit down here. So I'm curious, if we're running down through here, I'm going to put the AI extension on. Curious if the AI extension is actually going to work in those 2 tight corners. It might not. I've not tested this. I think we've relived enough glory days just for a moment. We're going to take a breather. We're going to have a little bite to eat. And then we can get back to it, nice and refreshed, and relive a few more glory days. There should be some names coming up right now that you can have a look at. It's names of people who are in the Great Book of Names, people who have supported this channel, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.